הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אנו גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אנו גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אנו גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אנו גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אנו גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אנו גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אנו גם יחד.
Hine ma tov u'manaim. How wonderful it is that all of us are here. Those of us here in the sanctuary, those of us on your couch or your table or your bed or backyard, at home or not home, wherever we join for in our multi-access community, we have such an honor to be in this Shabbat space together. A chance to enjoy the beautiful sunshine while it still lasts a little bit when the official time of Shabbat starts to get further and further into the night, but we'll be okay with that. I'm not starting services at 9:30 at night in July. I'm not doing that. We have this beautiful moment. Shabbat is this gift of time. It's a chance, like I explained to some of our, let's call them rambunctious 4th through 6th graders last night. Shabbat, this room, the moment of prayer gives us a gift, an excuse, if you will, to slow down, to put your device away, unless you're watching on the device, and in that case it's okay. To not look at your watch, to not let your mind go crazy, and to just be. Whether you mean to pray deeply, sing soulfully, or frankly just sit in calmness, Shabbat is a wonderful gift. And we'll enjoy that moment tonight, even as tonight we'll also be discussing some complicated moments, some tragic times from our past that we remembered this past week in the Jewish calendar. But first, let's welcome in Shabbat. And for those of you at home, or those of you in the sanctuary with a tablet, there is a link to the same booklet that we're using for services, and you're more welcome to join on your tablet or on your computer at home. And if you are joining at home, please grab some candles and some candlesticks as we'll welcome in Shabbat with the beautiful flames. Hannah, would you mind joining us? Thank you, thank you. We're going to be on page number 2. We'll light our Shabbat candles, welcoming in this day of rest together. Yeah.
Not like I need it.
There we go. There we go. We bring the light of Shabbat into ourselves. We join in the blessing here and at home together.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you so much. Page 20 in your Siddur, page 20. We welcome in Shabbat in the form of a bride. We welcome each other with Lecha Dodi. We'll sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. I'll announce those as we go. And it's a tradition for some at the 9th and final verse to stand to face the door that they entered to symbolically welcome in Shabbat. But we begin at the top of page 20, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Tene Shabbat, Mekabela.
And you can sing too. You can sing too. It's okay.
Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Tene Shabbat, Mekabela. Shamor Bezachor, Veribur Echad.
First verse.
Ishmianu El HaMiuchad, Adonai Echad, Ushmo Echad, L'Shem Tiferet, Velid Hila, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Ene Shabbat, Mekabela, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Ene Shabbat, Mekabela, Likrat Shabbat, Lechu v'nelcha, Ki mekor haberacha, Merosh mikerem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh le'machshava tchila, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Tene Shabbat, Mekabela, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Tene Shabbat, Mekabela. Hitorevri, Hitorevri, Kiva Orech Kumi Ori, 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 Shir Daveri, Kivor Adonai, Halayich Rigla, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Bene Shabbat, Mekabela, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Bene Shabbat, Mekabela.
If it's your tradition, we face the door for the final verse.
Ho'i v'shalom, Ateret va'ala, Gam besimcha u'b'tzola, Toch emunei am segula, Bo'i chala, Bo'i chala, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Bene Shabbat, Mekabela.
Please be seated if you're standing.
Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Bene Shabbat, Mekabela.
Thank you, Sarah, as well, for your beautiful music here tonight. We often offer a poem to help us get into the Shabbat space. Now, this poem is extra special and unique tonight. As we'll explore a bit later in our Shabbat service, we're also this week, actually 2 days ago, commemorating Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day. And now, part of Holocaust Remembrance today is not just remembering what happened during World War II, but also being aware of the many genocides that have happened since then and continue to exist around the world. But perhaps there's another approach besides sadness we can take, but again, we'll explore that later. To that end, I want to offer a poem that was written by I apologize for mispronouncing the name, Michaela Rugwizangoya, who's a Rwandan poet who wrote this poet following the Rwandan genocide in 1994. It's actually got a little bit of a positive message to it, and appropriate for the sunset, the poem is called Colors. Red, blue, yellow, green, white, purple, jasmine, orange, azure. Old pallors make way for new homes, a future spread with colors, a horizon without sorrow. Here ends our pain. Here begins life. Take this moment on page 28 and transition to our evening service, Baruch Hu. We invite you to rise either physically or spiritually, and we join together. If you are standing, please be seated. We invite you to join with Ma'ariv Aravim on page 30.
And this is a melody that may be new to some of you. We've been practicing it over the past few months and weeks. So if you're new to it, just let it kind of wash over you. And if not, please sing along and sing out and enjoy this beautiful melody of Ma'ariv Aravim.
Asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. Bechokma
Page 33. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiness of your works, the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Page 34, the words of the Shema. Some have the tradition to rise, some have the tradition to remain seated, some have the tradition to be in whatever position they're already in. However you choose to move your body, we welcome you to do so as we join in Shema on page 34 together.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Shem kevod malchuto ve'olam ha'en. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
If you're standing, please be seated. It's an honor to welcome up Daniel, who becomes bar mitzvah tomorrow morning. Daniel will be leading us in Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta can be found on page 36, and we join together.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'chol nafshecha u'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam V'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech u'shoftecha u'kamecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkaru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lehot lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohim emet.
Page 42, Hashki Venu. Prayer meant to welcome us into the evening with that peace and calm we spoke about at the beginning of services. So relax a little bit. It's okay to let your guard down. It is. We welcome the evening with Hashki Venu, where we are protected and safe.
Hashki Ve'enu
that part once more.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us with wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamidenu shomreinu
I love hearing your voices and your energy here and hear you at home too. So keep that energy going, especially as we enter the next part of our service on page 46, which is the Amidah, the central part of our service. If it is your, I invite you to rise, either physically or spiritually. We'll join in the next few pages together. Again, beginning on page 46.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up our lips that our mouths may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Koneh HaKol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים וחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. אבל ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
You take the next few moments for silent prayer. If you use the words in the book, it's through page 62. When you are completed, please be seated.
So richly, brightly, dazzling yellow. Perhaps if the sun's tears could sing against the white stone, such a yellow is carried lightly way up high. It went away, I'm sure, because it wished to kiss the world goodbye. The very last, so richly, brightly, dazzling yellow. Perhaps if the sun's tears could sing against a white stone. For 7 weeks I've lived in here, pent up inside this ghetto. But I have found my people here. Dandelions called to me, and the white chestnut candles in the court. Only I never saw another butterfly. The very last, so richly, brightly, dazzling yellow. Perhaps if the sun's tears could sing against the white stone, that butterfly was the last one. Butterflies don't live in here.
The Last Butterfly was a poem written by Pavel Friedman while a prisoner at the Theresienstadt concentration camp. He died at Auschwitz 2 years later. This week's Torah portion is appropriate. It's called Achrei Mot, meaning after death. How appropriate that during the week of the Torah that speaks about what happens after death, we observe Yom HaShoah, the occasion when we honor and remember the 6 million Jews, the nearly 12 million people killed during the period of the Holocaust. Achrei Mot, after death. After death, there's mourning and loss, sadness, lost hope and lost faith. However, our emotions are not meant to stay down there. This Torah portion, Achrei Mot, often comes connected to another Torah portion, the next one. A pair, Achrei Mot Kedoshim. Kedoshim, meaning holiness. Rashi, the great medieval sage, says that is deliberate, and that we intentionally go from after death to holiness. Rashi says we're meant to do this because it's in and of itself it's a challenge. How do we, in the appropriate time, after death, find holiness, find hope, find goodness once again? Perhaps this switch, this challenge, is built right into the name of this commemoration as well. The full name of the festival, the full name of the day, is Yom HaZikaron L'Shoah V'Legvura, Remembrance Day for the Holocaust and for heroism. Remembering those who fought back, those who resisted, perhaps most importantly, those who survived. And this has been built into us over the years. The legacy of the Shoah, of the Holocaust, is not only in the loss and sadness, but it's also built into our role and responsibility in the decades since. How it is on us, upon all of us, to fight against genocide and oppression that still exists in the world. We have the importance of memory and legacy, not to feel low and sad alone, but to find the inspiration, the motivation, the honor. We do this with our action, especially for genocides that occur as we speak in Afghanistan, in China, in Ukraine. We must do this with education and awareness. We must do this with our actions. We must do this with art. That's why we're honored to offer a video at this time, in just a moment, from Music of Remembrance, founded by Temple Beth Am member Mina Miller, who still serves as its president and artistic director. Music of Remembrance was created over a couple decades ago, to fill the unique role throughout the world of remembering the Holocaust through music. With concerts, programs, recordings, and commissions of new work, Music of Remembrance honors those of all backgrounds who found the strength to create, even in the face of persecution, who had the courage to speak out against cruelty. We tell stories that communicate urgent moral lessons for today, with a scope that extends beyond the Holocaust to the experience of all who have been excluded and persecuted for their faith, ethnicity, disability, gender, sexuality. The piece we're going to hear in just a moment, I'm grateful we actually picked this piece. I learned quite a bit. I'll share with you. It's pretty amazing. It's from an Amsterdam-born composer named Dick Kattenberg, born in 1919, died in 1944 in Auschwitz. He barely had the chance to experience life as an adult before the German occupation. Similar to Anne Frank, only 10 years younger than he was, Kattenberg spent most of the years hiding. He was betrayed and eventually arrested in May 1944, and again sent to Auschwitz, being murdered soon after. He died at age 24. Never heard most of his music performed. It was only through a remarkable chain of coincidence that his music was discovered. Kattenberg wrote around 30 songs. They included both solo pieces, chamber music, and orchestral works. He wrote Jewish songs, which he called Palestinian music, Romanian music, and even Mexican folk music. It was thought that there had been only one composition it was thought that there had been only one composition from him that was actually saved. However, in 2004, a member of his family who had survived found a box in the attic with the additional 30 works. In January 2010, his works were officially released for the very first time. Now, besides being beautiful and the music remembrance did a great justice to this work, the reason I wanted to bring Kattenberg's work today is because what music historian Catherine Alders calls him as an optimistic romantic. Alders describes Kattenberg's work as a breath of optimism in the midst of a sad era, often downright romantic. He includes jazz, French music, Stravinsky's neoclassicism. He including lyrical melodies interspersed with energetic rhythmic passages. It was like a classical sonata with jazz and harmonies and music hall sounds, including even sounds from the African American spirituals that he heard coming from America. So tonight we're going to hear a bit, it's actually part 3, it's actually a rumba from Kattenberg's Escapades, as a way to honor his life and his work, but also to feel the optimism and energy that's part of it, which is a lesson to us. That Achrei Mot, after death, we must continue on to remember, to honor, to fight against injustice, to find Kiddushim, holiness in this world. Dick Kattenberg's Escapades, written in 1938, performed by Eliza in this piece for 2 violins, performed in the Benaroya Recital Hall, in the Nordstrom Recital Hall in Benaroya, performed by Elsa Barston and by Temple Beth Am's own Mikhail Schmidt. would like to point out that while he did study music at The Hague, which is pretty impressive, he wrote that when he was 18. Yeah. You're 18, aren't you? Yeah. But you're not a music major, so it's okay. It's a powerful thing to find joy amid loss. It's a struggle for us. When people have been lost from our lives, they struggle with illness, they struggle with discrimination, oppression, hatred, genocide. To still find humanity that exists, the music. So in honor of all those who struggle, in honor of all those we remember and honor on this Yom HaShoah, in honor of those who still struggle this day with persecution and genocide and discrimination, in honor of all those who are ill, who are sick, who need an extra blessing on this Shabbat, we offer a prayer of support and a prayer for healing. For those at home and those in person, if you would like, you're welcome to share out loud the names of loved ones, perhaps family members lost during the Holocaust, or loved ones who you think in your own hearts right now who are ill and need an extra blessing on this Shabbat. We welcome those online, those at home, to offer names for a prayer for healing at this time.
And we offer the words that Moses offered over Miriam as opposed to our typical Misha Berach tonight. And this may be a melody that's actually unfamiliar. And so I'm going to sing it over and over in a cathartic way of how we all want to maybe offer just that little bit of care, of compassion, of love, of healing energy to those in the world. So join with me. It goes like this. El na refana la, El na refana la, El na refana la, El na refana la. One more time. El na refana la. El na refana la. You can keep on that. El na refana la. El na refana la. May all of those who were thought of and may all who need healing, whether of body or spirit, find it in this time.
Amen. Page 278. Before we start to conclude our service, we count the Omer. The Omer is the period of 49 days that begins on the second day of Passover and counts all those 7 weeks until we get to Shavuot, representing the 7-week journey it took from Egypt to Mount Sinai. Page 278. Let me get my Omer calendar open to get the right day. All right. Hine muchan muzuman lekayem mitzvat aseh shel sfirat haomer. I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer. If you'd like to say the blessing with me, you're welcome
Amen.
to. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer. Here we go. Hayom arba eser yom shehem shnei shuvuot leomer. Today is 14 days, which is 2 weeks of the Omer. If you want to learn more about the mystical approach to the Omer, watch the Shabbat video we sent out earlier today. Begin to conclude our service with Aleinu L'Shabeach, which will be on the top of page 282. Top of page 282. You're welcome to rise, either physically or spiritually.
Aleinu leshabeach la'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו, בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
If you're standing, please be seated. Page 295. We think of our loved ones whom death has taken from us, those who died in years past, including the period of the Shoah, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. This week, we are in the period of Shiva, the 7 days of mourning, for Donald Aarons, father of Deborah, father-in-law of Andrew, grandfather of Ezra, Tallulah, Dashel, Felix, Clementine, and Theo. Leah Vetter, wife of Henri, mother of Rachel and Eves, grandmother of Micah, Jonah, Madden, and Georgia, mother-in-law of Howe, Sue, and Emma, aunt of Owen and family. We're in the period of Shloshim, the 30 days of mourning, for Stephanie Kalin, mother of Ben, mother-in-law of Alexandra and Carrie, grandmother of Sasha, Sean, Abigail, and Kevin. Flora Rabinovich, mother of Howard. Ruth Gruber Epstein, mother of Gail and Lizzie, mother-in-law of Morris and Jeff, grandmother of Dory and Max, great-grandmother of Emmett. Adam Benjamin Meltzer, son of Ron, stepson of Gail, brother of Dana, uncle of Catherine and Sarah. We remember these loved ones on their yahrzeit. Mark Aronson, Myra Barron, Delphine Barron, Albert Boss, Max Moses Brovman, Leonard Feldman, Sylvia Fleischman, Sally Gendler, Connie Hambidge, Molly Hockenberg, Sigmund Korbchin, Fanny Corman, Ernie Michael, David Oaks, Claire Raphael, Gianna Roberts, Aline Chupchik Pergamet, Alan Schwartz, Maureen Shapiro-Rudman, Norma Steinman, Sheila Stotland, Bennett Weber, Urs Worthrich, Ann Uden, Chaim Zach, Steve Rubin. We invite you to add any names of loved ones we have mispronounced or forgotten. If you're in the first 7 days of mourning, you're welcome to rise. If you're in the first 30 days of mourning, you're welcome to rise. If you're in the first year of mourning, you're welcome to rise. If you're observing a yahrzeit on this Shabbat, you're welcome to rise. If it's your tradition to rise in love and solidarity, you're welcome to do so. Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach hirte v'yamlich malchute, B'chayechon uv-yomechon uv-chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam al-mei omaya, Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit ba'ar v'yit roman v'yit naseh, V'yitadar, v'yitalei, v'yitalal, shemei d'kudasha barichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amir ram be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleno ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleno ve'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. Yoshvei tevel, all who dwell on this earth. If you are standing, please be seated. So what we like to do here towards the end of our services, instead of announcements, you can find all the information you need on our website, is to do something we call simchas, where we like people in the community to share something joyful that's happened in their life in the past week. This is a way of bringing some more happiness into Shabbat, and also a way to learn more about each other and hear what's going on in people's lives. But before we share simchas, or moments of joy, we want to recognize that no simcha, no joy, is complete without gratitude. At Temple Beth Am, we are grateful that this Shabbat gathering is happening on the coastal Salish land, specifically of the Duwamish tribe. In addition to gratitude, as a community, we commit ourselves to learning more and continuing to actively support indigenous peoples and their tribes. For example, Temple Beth Am offers a monthly donation to the United Indians of All Tribes Foundation. Simchas, moments of joy. I'm going to repeat for those at home, planted some flowers in your backyard. It's lovely to look out on. That is lovely indeed. Terry. Younger child changed their name this week to Is. Amen. Glad they are truly themselves. Yes. Sisters and cousins. Sisters and cousins are here, all family together to celebrate this young gentleman. Yeah. Oh, you did? And Tulpan. Nice. Got approved to study a semester abroad in Israel, including with Tulpans. Hebrew U? Tel Aviv U. Awesome. We'll do 3 quick ones. Go. Trevor. Meeting someone for the first time in your life. Great, Simcha. Great joy. Being back for the first time in 11 years and to celebrate Alex. And finally, my dear friends. Whoa, doing a spring concert at school. Dancing, music, singing. Instrument? What do you play? Piano and xylophone. Wow. Wow. Cool. With that, I'd like to invite up on page number 5, Alex and Daniel, who are becoming B'nai Mitzvah, Beit Mitzvah, and Bar Mitzvah tomorrow morning. Alex and Daniel, come on up. Alex and Daniel, there you go. It's stuck on the thing.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's on the block.
It's on the block. We say Mazal Tov to their families for their amazing leadership and wisdom that they'll be sharing tomorrow. We hope you join us for services. Page number 5, we join in the words of Kiddush. You're welcome to take your masks off if you want, friends. Oh, yeah, my bad. Page number 5. If at home you have a glass, feel free to raise it. Fill it. Drink it. Whenever you're ready. Yep.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kikshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. V'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh zecher li Mikol Hamim, Vishabbat Kodecha, Be'ahava U'ratzon, Himchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
Remove the plastic wrap. There's plastic wrap.
Yeah.
While they're removing the plastic wrap to make sure it's a kosher blessing, they'll also be leaving us the blessing over the oath. After they remove the plastic wrap to make it a kosher blessing, we'll be doing a blessing over the challah to break bread as community, but since we're not sharing food in the sanctuary just yet, we need one of you to come up to have a bite of challah, not you, because your family is having a whole thing this weekend. Sorry, Trevor. You get tomorrow's challah is my point. Would somebody like a challah? They want to take a challah home with them? Who wants to take a challah home with them? Aviv, coming up.
Challah at us, if you. All right.
Aviv will take a bite of the challah after the blessing, so it's a kosher blessing, and then enjoy a challah. All right, together with Alex and Daniel, we say,
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'tei avon.
Page 339. Yeah, page 339. We close our Shabbat together with gratitude to our greeters, with gratitude to Jamie, with gratitude, immense gratitude to Sarah, and to all of you here and at home for making the beautiful Shabbat. Page 339. You two can head to your seats. You can hang up here, whatever you want.
Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam shalom. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam shalom. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam shalom. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam shalom. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Y'all sounded amazing.